Do you feel like you're getting ready for a little refresh in your home before we enter the big holiday season? I do have a little challenge for you in this episode to help give you some encouragement and motivation to get some decluttering done. So, today we're actually going to cover 5 areas that you can declutter now so that you are ready to head into and enjoy this fall season. Are you ready to stop the chaos, the stress, the overwhelm that's filling your life? I'm Renee Matt, and together you and I are going to build simple routines that are going to change your life. When you put these habits into practice, you're going to be able to organize your life in a way where you can be there for your family, pay off your debt, save money, your house can stay organized, you don't have to stress about what's for dinner, and you still get time for yourself. So without further ado, let's get started. Welcome to the Routine Advantage Podcast. Before we go into this episode, I do want to just mention really quickly that if you have not left a review for the show yet, I would so very much appreciate if you just took a few minutes to pause this episode, or you can keep listening while you do it too. If you can do two things at once, which I can't, I need to focus. But if you can just pause and take a quick minute to go and leave a review, most of our podcast apps have a chance to either leave like your 5-star review. Some of them even have an option to like write a review so we can hear or see what you have to say, which I absolutely love and I so appreciate it. And not only does it make us excited to read it, but it also has a chance for other listeners or people that are searching for podcasts to see testimonials and to be able to hear from people that are actually listening to the show on whether or not they want to take a chance and give it a listen. And so it helps to really push the show out there, and the all of the podcast apps, they use those reviews to know whether or not to promote the show into other people. So it definitely helps to grow. And if you have a minute or two to go ahead and leave that review, it would very much be appreciated. And also, if you want to leave an audio testimonial where we can actually hear your lovely voice and you can tell us what you have enjoyed about the show, maybe something that has helped you or what you've just been loving listening to, or anything you want to share with us, you can do that using our SpeakPipe message, and you can find that in the show notes. And you it's so easy. You just click the little button and it records your voice. You can leave us a message and then you just fill out the little information or whatever to make sure it submits. And then it just comes right to us. And then Clara and I will see that and we will be able to pull it up for the show and we can hear from you. And I love that. It's such fun little gadgets. Um, but we're going to go into getting a little bit more organized. So I have 5 areas that I think are pretty simple that could take just a few minutes, and you can choose how you want to do this. So you can take a block of time and get through all 5 of them at once. You could spread them out and do, one a week for the next 5 weeks. You could do one a day, like do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and be done with it. You can choose how you want to do it. But I think these will just kind of help you give a little bit of a refresh. And it's kind of nice sometimes being a little challenged by somebody else telling you what to do, if especially if you're kind of overwhelmed and not really focused. Like, I'm going to tell you some areas to focus in on and just go hammer those out and you'll feel great. Okay, so if you need some help on decluttering and you're like, I just get so overwhelmed, I don't know how to declutter, I do have an episode that will help you out that you might want to listen to before you actually go through this process for these 5 areas, because they will help you to learn this 4-step method that I like using to declutter pretty much any space you can use it for. And it's super easy. So that is episode 43. If you want to go back and listen to that, if you need your own method to try. But in that episode, I actually do talk about a donation box. So I will mention that that is super important to have prepared anytime you're doing decluttering, but really all the time you should have a donation box set aside somewhere in your home where, as you are going through your house and you find things that are like, nope, I don't need it anymore, we can get rid of this, you can just grab it and throw it in that box. And then you have a time where you can just drop it off later. And it helps to just have a space where when you are ready to get rid of things, have a space for it to go. So it doesn't just sit there until you get to decluttering, because then it's just a bigger task later. If you add that into your day, it's totally fine. It makes it super easy. So that is something to really want to have on hand, even if you don't go back and listen to the 4-step method. So here you go. 5 areas that you can declutter before we head into the fall season. Number 1 is your coffee or tea area. And this one might sound a little cheesy, but this is a great time. A lot of people will start making those hot drinks because we're getting out of summer when you're doing the iced drinks. But this is a good time to make sure that you don't have any old coffee beans, that you don't have any old tea, that it's just refreshed and looks enjoyable to sit down and have a hot cup of coffee or a hot cup of tea or whatever it is you drink, but have that little, whether it's a station or a section in your cupboard or in, a drawer, wherever you keep these supplies, go ahead and do a little purging and get some of those out of there and just make sure that it is fresh and ready for the fall. Number 2 is your shoes. So if we are going into the fall season, you probably don't need sandals. At least you don't in Minnesota. So you're gonna have to do what works best for you in where you live. But this is a good one to go through and put some in storage or put them away if you aren't gonna need them, or put them in the donation box if you know that you're not going to use them next year. Number 3 is your summer clothes. Now, I didn't say all of your clothes because that can feel overwhelming. If you have time and energy to go through all of your clothes, by all means do it. But if that is overwhelming to you, at least pull out your summer clothes and do a quick run through those and see what you want to keep, what you want to put in storage, or what you want to donate. Or maybe something is little too grubby even for donation, get rid of it and throw it away. Like just go through just your summer clothes. Number 4 is your entryway. A lot of times we end up wanting to do some sort of fall decorations. Like I went over to my two of my sisters live together in an apartment not too far from us, and I went over there recently and they have their apartment totally decked out in fall decor, and it is so fun and cozy. And it just like that's what I thought of when I said entryway when I wrote this down, because they have so much cute stuff for fall. But a lot of times our entryways are where we put these decorations, so as people enter our homes that we have something to greet them. And when your entryway is really cluttered or kind of dirty or messy, it's not super inviting as you're coming into somebody's home. So let's get that decluttered, get it organized, and get it fresh. So if you choose to set up decorations, you can. Even if you don't want to do decorations, at least you have a nice, clean, and organized looking entryway as people are entering your home. Or you're entering your home. That's always a good feeling too. And number 5 is your home or cleaning products. So this can be anything from your actual cleaning products or candles or essential oils, your diffusers, all of those things. Just give it a good glance over and get rid of anything that you either aren't using because it doesn't work very well. Maybe you're at the end of a bottle and your new bottle is there, and maybe you can combine them. Don't combine different things, but if you have a bottle and you have just a new bottle of something coming in and it's the same product, can you combine those bottles and get rid of some of those extras? Can you get rid of those, like, partially burned out candles where you can, can't even get to the wick anymore because it's so melted down, but you don't want to throw it away because there's a lot of wax left in there. Things like that. Like we don't need to be keeping that stuff in our homes. We can just get rid of them. So, and like fall, a lot of times we're switching over the scents or like the oils. You're moving to like the cinnamons instead of, the bright citrus of summer. Like those types of things. Let's go through those things, get rid of things, donate things. I mean, cleaners, I guess you probably don't want to donate, but there are things that we can get out of our homes that are just taking up space that we don't need to actually keep. So, those are your 5 areas that you can go ahead and declutter. And I hope this gives you some excitement to go and just purge these areas and go through and let me know if you do it, because I would love to cheer you on. You can go ahead and actually tell us in our Facebook community, or you can send me an email. Like, I would love to hear from you. But those are your 5 areas. So a really quick recap of those. Number one, your toffee. Your toffee. I guess maybe I'm craving some sweets or something. Number one is your coffee or tea area. Number two is shoes. Number three is your summer clothes. Number four is your entryway. And number five is your home and cleaning products. So there you have it. And like I said, if you have a moment to leave us a review, we would very, very much appreciate it. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you on the next one. Did you love that episode or learn something useful? If so, would you do me a huge favor? My goal is to grow this podcast and help as many women as I can break free from the overwhelm so they can truly enjoy their life. The best way for me to do this is for you to leave a 5-star written review on your podcast app and to share this episode with a friend or in your Instagram stories. I appreciate you being here. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next episode. Take care.